Hello and welcome back to the second David 67's Celtic news video of the day. This is going to be a wee quick roundup of various Celtic related transfer ins and outs, loans, ins and outs, and contract stories all bubbling under on the various different Celtic sites, football sites, transfer sites, and sports sites all around the world and all around Europe. No actual confirmed definite signings of players coming in or going out. No definite loans coming in or going out, but lots and lots of names being put forward, lots and lots of stories, lots and lots of rumours, and a fair number of stories that seem to say one thing on one site and the complete opposite on another site. I would absolutely love to come on to do these videos and say Celtic have signed X and Celtic have signed Y, Celtic have signed player Z, and this player and that player are away on a permanent transfer, and player A is off on a season-long loan to such and such. However, nothing as yet happening. I personally am not that fussed about things so far. Very few teams around the UK or even around Europe are making any particular transfer bids of ins and outs. And I personally feel that an awful lot of the clubs are waiting until the end of the last couple of Champions League initial stage games and the Europa League initial stage games. And at that point, a lot of clubs are going to reassess their squads, where they are in their seasons. Have they got the option to push for promotion, push for the title, push for European glory or European qualification, or have they got a cup run in mind? And at that point, deciding which players to bring in, which players to release, which players to loan out, etc. And I think Celtic are much the same. I think Celtic are keeping hold of two or three players they want to move on, such as Luis Palma, maybe Mike Nawrocki, Greg Taylor, just to see who they can get in the next few weeks and who is available and which players might be made available late on in the window, depending on how their teams' results in Europe and domestically run over the next few weeks. Saying all that, a lot of stories are saying that Celtic and Kieran Tierney are very close to signing a pre-contract where Tierney would join Celtic in the summer of 2025. And it's just the final details of his contract that are being completed at the moment, and a signing as a pre-contract deal is imminent very soon. It's thought then that Celtic and Arsenal will be in negotiations regarding some form of loan deal for the rest of the season, but that's only if Celtic qualify for the last 16 playoff stage, which we could easily do by beating Young Boys Bern in our next home match, which should bring us to the qualification number points. If Tierney was to come back to Celtic on loan, the agreement then is Barcelona will then recall Alex Valle and then loan him immediately to Como in Italy to help Como in their promotion bid. If Tierney doesn't come to Celtic in January, then Valle will be staying with Celtic for the duration of the season. A lot of stories regarding Kyogo going to Rennes. Some stories suggesting that Rennes would then give us Jota and cash as a part exchange for Kyogo. There does appear to be a disagreement between the manager at Rennes and his sporting director who controls the transfer funds. And at the moment, I don't personally see Kyogo going to Rennes nor Jota coming in part exchange for him, but we'll see how that all develops. Another player in France that's being linked to us, and again, I don't see this deal as likely to be going through. However, there are several stories putting his name forward. Is Mohamed Bayo, currently playing for Lille in France. He has been kind of frozen out by Lille this season, not had terribly many games or minutes on the pitch. And it is thought that Lille are looking to move him on in this January window. Bayo is a 6'2" tall Guinea international, 26 years old. As I said, currently playing for Lille. His career stats are 196 games, 74 goals, 23 assists, so not too bad there. However, at Lille, 45 games and just 7 goals, and so his output at Lille since he got transferred there has been rather poor. However, it is thought that if Bayo is to leave Lille in the January, there will be multiple clubs all lined up around Europe to take him, and so I think it's very unlikely he'll come to Celtic. Matthias Kvistgaarden, the young Danish player, yet again is being linked with Celtic. It appears that Brøndby are looking for an £8.4 million transfer fee at the moment, although he has been linked again with Celtic and has, in some stories, indicated he's very happy to come to Celtic. However, Red Bull Leipzig and Eintracht Frankfurt in Germany both appear to be the primary teams looking to sign Kvistgaarden, but if those deals were to fall through, maybe Celtic would be a backup option for Kvistgaarden and Brøndby. Again, I think if those two Bundesliga teams are in for him, I can't see him coming to Celtic. And in the past, there have been press reports that Kvistgaarden was keen to try his time in Germany after these Denmark or in England, although Celtic may be an option for him given our Champions League regular games. A lot of stories, particularly in the English press and a few Scottish newspapers, that Celtic have put in a preliminary exploratory bid for Louis Barry, the 21-year-old left wing and striker playing currently at Aston Villa, having just come back from a very successful loan period at Stockport. At the moment, Aston Villa are reassessing him for a month or so in their first team squad and appear to be in negotiations regarding his contract. A lot of details regarding Louis Barry are very difficult to find. He signed a new contract last August. Not clear how long that contract was for. However, it does appear that Aston Villa and Barry are back in negotiations for a contract, which maybe does suggest that Barry's contract will be up in the summer of 2025, in which case Celtic might be able to negotiate some form of transfer at a reduced price. The bid, if it has been put in, is said to be a 7-figure bid, thus it would be 1 million plus. But again, no real full confirmation of that story. One final name, and a lot of sites are saying this is one that Brendan Rodgers is very keen on, and the transfer that might well have a degree of credibility is for a young Spanish left winger who also can play right wing, called Raul Moro, plays for Valladolid in Spain. They are struggling in a relegation battle, and it's thought that they are looking to sell their best couple of players to create a transfer kitty to bring in some new players to help them battle off relegation. Moro is 22 years old, previously under 17, under 18, under 21 international with Spain. He is currently valued at £8.5 million. Contract runs to June 2028, so the best part of 3 years left on his contract. 22 years old, 5'6", and so quite a small winger. His stats are for Valladolid, 50 games, 6 goals, 7 assists. And over the rest of his first team career at other clubs, 48 games, 1 goal, and 3 assists. However, when he was playing for Lazio under 20s, very impressive record there. 42 games, 22 goals, 8 assists, and a goal every couple of games. A very impressive stat for a winger, although that was under 20 football. The scouting reports for Moro suggest that he is a very fast winger, good with the ball at his feet, good of dribbling and passing and crossing skills, is able to finish. However, is not a winger that hits the byline, is a winger that always cuts in off his wing into the box, and so sounds similar in many ways to Luis Palma and Yang, and less like Maeda and Kuhn, although Maeda and Kuhn also do tend to cut in rather a lot and don't hit the byline as much. Kuhn and Maeda both can hit the byline if needed and if the situation dictates. I'm not convinced that Royal Moro is quite the player that we're looking for. Haven't as yet done any scouting videos for him, as he has only appeared on the Celtic scouting radar transfer rumour sites in the last day or so, and so I haven't pursued that until things have firmed up. At this time of the transfer window, things do change rather rapidly, and so I am planning to do another video tomorrow, but that just about wraps things up for this evening's roundup video. And so until the next video, a goodbye and hail, hail.